In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to troubleshoot what's wrong with your dishwasher if it's not draining any longer. And then the last step I'll show is how to replace this pump if the pump's gone out. But there's a lot of other things that could happen first. So with that, let's get going and figure out why the dishwasher is not draining. Okay, let's first take off this rack, take it out so we can look at the water. Here's the water right here. First thing we're gonna test is this filter. This is just like a quarter turn to the left, pull it out. Let's make sure there's no gunk or anything on it or in it. This is pretty good, but you can give this a quick rinse and clean it off. And the other thing we're looking for is in here, is there any debris in there? So I have a shop vac and we're just gonna vacuum it out really quick and just make sure there's nothing, no debris or anything in there. Remember, if you have a shop vac and you have a filter, take out the filter before you start putting water in it. Okay, so it looks pretty clean right now. So it doesn't look like there's a problem with the drain. That could get plugged from food or something. I've even had like some plastic that's fallen in there. So we know that's not the problem. That's not clogging it. There's also another filter here you can pull off and you can just rinse this off, get this clean of any debris. Let's go underneath there. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is get in underneath the sink and check to make sure this hose is not plugged, specifically at the connection with the incinerator. So we're just going to use some channel locks or vice grips for that. Pull this off, wiggle the hose off, and then you'll check this right here to make sure that's not plugged. And then also right there, what I did was I just grabbed a paper towel, just twisted it, just twisted it in there. And just tried to shove all the debris into the incinerator and then pulled it out. I've already done this because mine, I've already been troubleshooting this. This is pretty clean. Mine was partially clogged, but I don't think that was the problem. So now we can put this back on. Put the clip on to secure it. Okay, now you can test it again, run in the cycle, see if it works. If it's not draining properly, we're gonna go on to step 3, which requires turning off the water, turning off the electrical, and actually pulling the dishwasher out. So to get to the water, mine's underneath the sink here. There's a valve right here. And I'll just show you the valve. You'll just wanna twist it right to turn it off. And then let's go turn off the breaker. Find the breaker labeled dishwasher and turn it off. Now that our water and electrical are off, we're gonna work on taking this out of its space. So there's 4 screws we're gonna have to work with. 2 of them are up here, which I'll get to in a second. And then 2 are down at the very bottom. I'm gonna start with the bottom 2, and you're just gonna need a flat head, and it's just like a plastic screw for those. Okay, this is just a quarter turn, and then that will pop straight out. And there's one on the other side as well. Once these 2 are removed, then this black plate will come out. And there's some insulation on the bottom, make sure that stays attached. Okay, now we're on the inside, underneath side of the dishwasher, and there are 2 screws here. These are Phillips. Just take the screw out at first. This bracket can come out later. Okay, so leave the bracket there. And then here's the other screw on this side. Okay, let me show you with these brackets. If it comes off, it's okay. You just put one side in and then roll it forward like that. And now that bracket's secure. We can take them off for right now because we're actually gonna be pulling the dishwasher completely out and then tipping it on its side. Before we pull it too far away, you're gonna wanna take off the electrical. So take off this screw right here and then take off the electrical. My electrical's long enough so I don't need to. Same thing with my water line, but you'll wanna loosen this. Have a towel here, shop vac ready to catch any of the extra water. But again, my lines are long enough that I do not need to take this apart, but you likely will need to. It's going to be a tight fit, so you might have to wiggle it back and forth a little bit as you pull it out. Yours probably has some insulation like this. You want to try and keep this intact. Don't let it rip, and we can just set this to the side for now. We want to make sure it's out far enough away that we can then tip it on its side. Okay, this is the replacement pump for the dishwasher. That's what I had to do to troubleshoot this. None of the other steps worked, so this is what I resorted to. I'll put the link in this from Amazon. It's very affordable, but one thing you want to make sure you have is the one you're replacing and the one you get, they need to match. They need to, this needs to be white, and needs to be white on it, or the other one will be black. So just make sure you take it off and look at the picture before you order it. But let me show you how to take it off first. We're going to take off the electrical, and then this is going to be just one twist. Right here, there's a little tab. And so you're going to push the tab, and then it'll twist to the left. So the electrical is going to be hard to see, but I'll show that in a second. And I'm going to push this tab that I was talking about and then twist the whole thing to the left. This is the bad one. So I'm going to set that to the side. Here's the new one, and I'll show you how the electrical goes in. Just like this. And then you'll push this down, and then there's that white tab that'll cover the top of the electrical. And then same thing when you put it back on, you're going to set it down. It's going to be a little more than a quarter turn, and then you'll hear it snap. And then when you try and rock it back, that's going to be locked in back there. Okay, so now that we have this installed, we're ready to put the whole thing back together and test it again to see if it works. Okay, now that we've done that, we need to turn the water back on and turn the breaker back on. We've gone through testing and cleaning out the filters here, making sure the dishwasher is not plugged. We made sure that the InSinkErator connection, the waste line away from the dishwasher to the InSinkErator is not plugged. And then we just replaced the actual pump that drains the dishwasher with a brand new one. And so now we should be good to go. Hopefully that solves the problem with the dishwasher not draining. I appreciate your support. If you have any questions, put it in the comment and I'll see if I can get to you.